I'm going to alienate anyone who clicks on this video. But I said what I said. I'm not someone who's seen the Broadway shows. I don't know what happens. And I hate spoilers. So I have been avoiding the internet like crazy. I've seen it 8 times. So I think that alone, I've caught a lot of what's been planted in part one. Watch me this be totally off. We'll see if I look stupid afterwards. Wicked was literally movie therapy for me. And there were key moments in that film that consistently got me crying like that. Oh my gosh. Oh, even thinking about it, I'm just. Ugh. Part one holds such a special place in my heart. So I'm actually kind of nervous to see part two because part one had such an advantage. I really had no expectations. I have some fears because I've been anticipating this movie for a whole year that it might not live up to expectations. I don't think the music will be as good. I can't imagine them going harder than Defying Gravity. I would love to be wrong. I wonder if I'm going to cry. We know that part two is Elphaba's Good Girl Gone Bad era. It might be more moody and broody, which I'm not against, but I think I really needed Defying Gravity in 2024. I still need Defying Gravity. I don't know if there's an equivalent of that caliber of that caliber in part two. And I think, especially as a Black woman, being introduced to Wicked through Cynthia Erivo's Elphaba holds a very special place in my heart. And I already know because of The Wizard of Oz, and also because of the first scene of this movie, she gets death by water, and her little sister gets death by house. So the Black people are not really winning in part two. I don't love that. And in general, the people of color are either dead or villains. So now let's get into my predictions. I believe there's some sort of time jump. I'm going to think it's at least 2 years, possibly 5. I think the biggest indicator of the time jump is Jonathan Bailey. He's clearly not in his dancing through life. I don't know if I'm allowed to dance or sing it. He's clearly not in his dancing through life era. He's very much Anthony Bridgerton. If you know, you know. He's very, very serious. I don't see him crack a single smile in the trailer. It was like his Rumspringa. I can't think of a better example before he had to return to his princely kingdomy duties. So he was just having a ball and like living life loud. I've seen the movie 8 times. You're probably like, girl, haven't you gotten sick of it? Kind of. The part I've gotten sick of the most is Jeff Goldblum's Wizard of Oz. I feel like his portrayal of the wizard is really heavy handed. There's no complexity. Elphaba calls him a fraud and he's like, oh yeah, you're right. I have no power. That's why I need you. Like, he's not even trying to be influential here. He tricked a whole town, but he can't even create a semi convincing narrative for Elphaba. I don't know. Like, it's just the math ain't mathing. Like, my favorite movies are Willy Wonka and Back to the Future. He needs to strike that balance of charismatic but kind of scary, and I don't think he has the right charisma. So, the prediction that I don't even like, if you did not catch this, and honestly, embarrassingly enough, I did not catch this on my first couple of watches. The wizard is Elphaba's deadbeat daddy. The intro song with Elphaba's parents that he like seduced her mama and gave her some green elixir and then she came out green. So I also feel like he was kind of experimenting on Elphaba like Emmett Brown, but not because he could never be Emmett Brown. Don't. But he was being a little mad scientist with it. And he's like, you have some, I'll have some. And let's make a green baby. I don't really give him that much credit. I don't think he's that smart. He's smart enough to trick a bunch of people, but I don't think you have to be that smart. I think that's more about confidence than intelligence. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get my passport taken away, girl. Zip it. Okay, I think he had some clue with what he was doing, but I think he lucked out in some ways. But I feel like too much was left to chance because how would he get Elphaba back? Like, Elphaba wasn't even in school. Like, who else is magical in this world. Maybe he got it from an animal. I'm thinking too deeply. Maybe it's a 2-hour movie. Maybe they'll get into all this. And, oh yeah, and the Sentimental Man song, creepiest song ever. Like I'd always want to have a daughter. Like she really goes hard for those animals. I think she is going to be successful in saving them and do some stunts. I think she's responsible for that little stampede moment with the animals. I believe they're interrupting Fiero and I almost said Ariana's wedding. I think she gets them on her side. And I believe that little lion that she saves in part one will be the cowardly lion in part two. I don't think that's much of a stretch. So Glinda has clearly moved on up in the world. She has her crown, she has her little bubble, and I feel like this is unnecessary to say, but I feel like this is her upward mobility is not from merit, but in exchange for her silence. Because think about it. She is the only one who knows that the wizard is a fraud and that Elphaba is innocent, aside from the wizard and Miss Marvel. And of course, the wizard and Miss Marvel are like, don't have to worry about themselves snitching on each other. But Elphaba, she's a loose cannon. They need to tie that end up. Like 1920s gangster style by the looks of it. They know Glinda is more controllable and she has more to lose because she already has a high position in the society. So they know they can offer her more power and influence in exchange for her silence. Just seeing how mechanical that bubble was in part one, I don't think she's ever going to get powers. I think she's very much a figurehead who is meant to keep up public morale. I can't even say that taking the promotion is some sort of betrayal because what other choice does Glinda have? Because she saw what happened when you don't do what they say. Honestly, I'm still waiting for Miss Glinda's redemption arc because I honestly don't think she's that great of a friend to Elphaba. I said what I said. I believe that Glinda is going to betray Elphaba. From what I've seen in part one, Glinda is really not that good of a friend to Elphaba. Think about it. She's very intrusive. She's self-focused. She can never allow Elphaba to really have her moment. She always centers herself in every situation. She's not a good ally. And you can fight me on that one. She's not. You kidding me? She feigns care when she's not at the center, but I haven't really seen her care about anything other than herself. The nicest thing she did for Elphaba was neutralize a mean prank that she pulled on Elphaba in that Dancing Through Life scene. I see that as the inciting moment of their friendship to like kind of relieve a social debt because now Elphaba gave her the one thing that she couldn't have that she really wanted. Beyond that, what does Glinda really offer Elphaba? A makeover? She's not like a ride or die friend. I think Glinda will continue to put Glinda first, but I think something else will come up when she has an opportunity to help Elphaba or something, and she won't. I feel like she's just gonna be a disappointing friend to Elphaba in another form. Okay, this is my favorite one. I really hope it happens. It's a little out there, but I believe that Elphaba and Fiero are gonna have a little smooch. I think it's gonna happen. Cause like their chemistry is undeniable. And I feel like Fiero is one of those guys who kind of gets off on girls that don't like him. I think he likes that little push and pull cat and mouse. And Elphaba is the one girl who really doesn't give a flying fladoodle of who he is, what he does. She thinks he's vapid and stupid. And she's the only person who's really gotten him to care about anything. Like when they saved the lion together. Oh, so sweet. Like, and even after that, he was all moodified. Elphaba has a really unique ability to touch Fiero's heart in a way that he doesn't allow, or maybe other people just can't reach. And I don't know if I imagined this, or maybe it's in the from one of those clips of the preview, but I feel like they're gonna if it's one of those fake out kisses, I'm gonna lose it, but I think it's gonna be a real kiss. And yeah, I really feel there's gonna be a played up love triangle energy. The Alphaba, Fiero, Glinda. Do I consider that a betrayal to Glinda? Why do I not? Because I don't think she's a good friend. That's a horrible reason. That's a horrible reason to condone kissing your friend's boyfriend, fiance, or whatever their status is, husband. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Um, I wonder if they actually do get married because I see the animal stampede. I don't. I don't know. I really maybe before they. I'm. I miss blending Wicked and Bridgerton. Was that season 2 with Anthony where he was supposed to marry the little sister, but he wants the Ashley Simone or Simone Ashley? So he wants the Simone Ashley, the one who really challenges him, sees him for who he is, doesn't put him on the pedestal, but just sees him as a human. So I really hope they have a proper kiss. Were there any kisses in part one? No, I need a kiss. I don't think there was a kiss in part one, except for with the wizard and the mummy. Yeah, we need a proper kiss. We need a proper kiss. And this is my wildest. My wildest. I really hope this is true prediction. I believe that Elphaba lives. I believe her death is faked. I believe in that time between part one and two. She's such a very intelligent, naturally talented witch, and with the grimory, she took it with her, and I believe she's had the ability to really hone her skills and create a scenario where she can fake her death because she knows they're never going to stop looking for her until she's dead. So maybe she can create a little wax figure of herself that melts in the rain. And also, can I just say, as a black woman, not all of us are not able to go out in the rain. I'm joking. I know it's a Wizard of Oz about the rain thing, and I know there's a moment where Mrs. Marble's like, "Oh, don't you can't get wet," but she's living in the forest, is she not? How is she avoiding rain? And is it not thunderstorming during the end of Defying Gravity? It would be very interesting if Elphaba's kryptonite is water. Because how does she bathe? She's stinky? I just, it would just, I know I have to suspend what's reasonable for the sake of fantasy, but if this powerful, amazing witch can be taken down by a damn raindrop or by a damn bucket of water, I'm not buying it. I'm part of the Elphaba Lives conspiracy. Oh, and I also think it's very smart of her to pretend to be killed by water because there's no evidence. There's no need to leave a body. It's just like, oh, there's a puddle in the hat. I guess I'm dead. And these people are dumb enough to follow the wizard. Maybe they'll believe a puddle in a hat means I'm dead. I'm so rude to the Aussians. I'm sorry, Aussian. I really wish the wizard gets his comeuppance. I really want that to happen. I really, really hope that happens. I'm gonna throw that into the predictions too. The wizard, Miss Marble. I don't. You notice how I didn't even bring up Bach? I really don't care about him. It's too much of an art imitates life thing. Like him and Ariana and his wife or ex-wife and his baby, and him and Nessa and Ariana. It's just too much. I can't tell which one is the real versus the fictionalized storyline. So I'm not even gonna comment on it. But I know Nessa knows because of that moment at the train. So yeah. I wonder if Nessa's gonna have a villain arc. Like a true villain arc. And I wonder how Nessa and Elphaba's relationship will evolve in part two. Well, we really don't see much of their relationship. Like it's not really like a super sistery relationship, is very parental. And now Alphaba's gone. I don't even know if she has correspondence. And also the daddy done passed out. The dad passed out at the end. I it's bad. Like if anyone in the movie is mean to Alpha, I don't care about them anymore. So, but the daddy done passed out. Is he going to be alive in part two? Did he have a heart attack? It's so unclear. Now that I'm talking about it, I'm really excited to see this movie. I would love to eat my words. I would love part two to hit just as hard and to see it 8 times and to treat it like movie therapy and to not leave the theater in a rage because they killed Cynthia Erivo. Definitely like if you like this video, even if you hated my takes. Hopefully. If you made it this far in the video, at least you tolerate my takes. So please throw me a like and definitely subscribe so you'll hear about my part two, my post part two watch. That's very redundant. Ugh, I might be in a bad mood. Please don't piss me off, John and Chu. Please. And I need Cynthia Erivo to EGOT. Why do I still even believe in the Oscars? They have such bad taste.